what is the word? We don't really want to look stupid or like we don't know something.
Right.
So instead of saying, I don't know anything about that, we'll go, no, that's stupid. Why would you do something like that?
Right.
You know, or the line I heard, you're going to ruin your speaking career. you
Right.
know?
Right.
So really to be honest, I didn't know anything about network marketing before Randy Gage.
Now,
I knew some company names. I'd been approached, and my first approach to look at network marketing was when I was in college by two people I respected greatly,
right.
who've done very, very well. And I just was no. I never even looked at
Right.
all. And the same thing, I just kept saying no, and partly that was just my own insecurity speaking, because I didn't really know what it was about.
Okay.
And I didn't have anybody who'd been hurt by the industry, who'd lost money in it. It was really interesting for me to look back at why I had said no. And so when Randy Gage called me, he actually exposed me. He sent me an email, and I remember the subject line going, "This guy's crazy." And I'm like, yeah, he is, and I deleted it. I didn't even read it,
Right.
And I had done a speaker's boot camp with him, had tremendous respect for him because the integrity he has
Right.
in our industry. Very well known for his integrity in the speaking business.
Right.
I respect him because he is a man who does not take the platform and say what the audience wants to hear.
Right.
He wants you to think.
Right.
And he's going to press buttons, and he's going to annoy some people, but he wants you to think.
Right.
And I really love that about him, and respect it. And so I respected him, but then 3 months later, can you believe that? I ran into him at a fundraiser. He's from Florida, I was from Indiana at the time, we're in Atlanta, Georgia. He walks up to me in his Armani suit, and he says to me, "Mills," he said, "you're stupid to not look at this thing." And I'm like, "Look at what? What?" Because I hadn't read the email, so I didn't know what he was talking about. He said, "This is one of the most amazing business opportunities I've ever seen." And he said, "You're not even looking at it." And I said, "Well, send it to me again." He said, "No, you go find it." Right? So I remember it took me about 5 minutes to go through all my deleted emails. And I finally found it and read it. And he said, "Of course, if you're interested, call me." So I called him. He asked me what questions I had. And 2 things I had to say about network marketing, and hopefully this will resonate with some of the people watching. I said to him, after I asked him a few questions, I said, "Randy, I just need to be honest with you." I said, "I don't have really good feelings about network marketing." And he said, "Well, you're going to have to change your belief system."
Sounds so easy.
Yeah, right. You're going to have to change your belief system. And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" And he said, Mills, out of all the business models I've ever seen on the planet, he said, there's not a more spiritual business model for empowering people to really take advantage and to really empower themselves financially in their lives. He said, "You cannot show me another model." And he said, "It's built on the business of people helping one another." And he said, "You show me another model where you can do that." So that really intrigued me because he knew those were a couple of my values. And even though as a speaker I felt I loved my work, I didn't leave a career that I didn't like.
Sure.
And so it really, really intrigued me. And then I finally said to him, "Randy, people forever have told me I'd be really great at network marketing." And I finally was able to say, which was my truth, I don't have a clue how to do this business.
Right.
Okay? And that was my breakthrough. Because when I said to him, I don't have a clue, and I had reached a level of success that I didn't want to put at risk.
Sure.
And when I said to him I didn't have a clue, he said, "That's all right, I do. I've grown more millionaires in this business than anyone on the planet." And he said, "You just do what I tell you, and you'll be making a six-figure income a month."
Wow.
And again, he had the courage to say to me, "You should be making 150,000 a month in this industry." And I had made that in a year, Ivan. I had never done that in a month.
Right.
And so it was mind-boggling, and that's what started to keep me up at night. To know how much money Randy gives away, to know how many people he helps, to look at all the people in my life who've been six-figure earners, and just to see not just the quality of life they create for themselves and their family, but also what they do for so many other people. And then the last question, I don't know if you wanted the story this long.
Sure, please.
But then the last question I asked Randy, I knew how successful he was in the speaking business. I knew he was well known for being one of the highest paid speakers in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, to the tune of, you know, 30, 50,000 a keynote.
Right.
That's a significant
right.
income. And I said, you don't need the money. I said, why are you doing network marketing? And he said, you know, Melanie, he said, I don't need the money. But he said, I play softball with guys that we don't go to tournaments because they don't have the money to pay the entry fee.
Right.
He said, so there's few people who have the lifestyle I do. And he said, I want to empower my friends to be able to have the same lifestyle. And really, what business can say that?
Ugh.
We all do our businesses, but you know, you've talked about how important friends we are. I mean,
right.
What keeps me in network marketing is the family, the community of really extraordinary people who believe we can change the world. Who not only believe it, go, okay, let's do it. Let's really change the world in a really extraordinary way.
And that's where I wanted to go next, Melanie, is, you know, the relationships. And you and I have done a lot of talking about that this weekend, and how important they are.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you've seen. I know now you've had a chance to see being in network marketing as a distributor, and you also have a role on the corporate side for a great company. So you've got to see both sides of what's happening inside of, you know, our industry and a particular company all over the world. And, you know, can you share some of the, I guess, most amazing things that you've been able to see through your travels and your talks around the world, and how network marketing has not only your personal relationships, but how you've seen it affect thousands and even millions of people around the world?
Well, let me. I'll start with me personally, and then we'll move out to globally, network marketing globally. There was something, and I don't even know what that something is. We can call it a lot of things, but when I was first exposed to my network marketing company, and by the way, Randy loves to tell me how spoiled I am. Okay,
right.
for the, you know, he reminds me all the time that I'm extremely spoiled to find the company that I did at the time that I did, and instantly, so I signed up, and 7 days later I'm in San Diego at a meeting, and I am meeting people that I feel like I've known before.
Right.
And I remember when I first walked in the room, I thought, oh, these are a bunch of freaks, you know, because everyone's upbeat and excited, and you know, and then within about a half hour, I'm like, teary-eyed, going, these are my people.
Right. Right.
And began an extraordinary relationship with some of my team members that was very personal and intimate. You know, within 1 year, I had team members facing bankruptcy and divorce and failed business ventures. And, you know, we've had them lose all their savings and earnings, you know. But so all of a sudden I'm in a role where I'm very intimate with people, you know, and really learning, you know, really about life. And you want to stand with these people. So, and right away, I think I'll begin with, we have our field leadership, Randy, we've talked about, there's other ones. And then we have our corporate leadership. And I began a love affair. I've been working with corporate leaders for a number of years, and I think that our corporate leaders are some of the finest I've ever worked with.
Right.
And part of it is their heart, their passion, and commitment.